Well, good evening, free enterprise fans, and hi everybody. We're here for the start of Position Week, number 1 of the Eblan Elixir League. On our left, representing the last-minute decisions from the French Restream and from Europe, we have LUF, and on the right side, we have from Australia, we have representing the Balamb Cricket Club, we have Infinious. Of course, I am your commentator, Demarine Du. I am joined this fine evening by Garen. Hi, Garen. How's it going tonight?
Good evening. How are you doing tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good about all of this, actually. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's been a fun 3 weeks so far. I'm assuming you've been keeping up with the races so far?
As best I can. I mean, this is my week off, as it were, so I have more time to watch races.
Absolutely. So what's your favorite part of the races so far, these flag set for the first 4 weeks?
The Witchbirds have been pretty fun. If you've seen some of these coming out around, I think it was some Berserks on Wyvern, that was kind of hilarious.
Nice. Very nice.
It's also nice not having to see Z around, because on these flags, we don't actually see him.
Yeah, he's been taking the night off for the last 4 weeks. He'll be back next week, but for now, we're going to enjoy it while he's not here. I'm going to give Infinious a bit of hell later for misspelling Flurry. That's okay. It's okay. It'll be fine. The rest of the names are good. We'll go with it. But yeah, this should be a good race. The nice thing about the Position Week is that the teams are all pretty closely matched up in terms of their records. So it's dependent upon, of course, some of the middle pairings were dependent upon who hadn't played each other yet, but it's about as close to 1v2, 3v4 down the line as we could get.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams are actually 3-0 so far, and I'm looking at it that Infinious is 1-1 and LUF is 2-0. So it should be a pretty tight race.
Yep, they've both been around for quite some time. They both distinguished themselves with some very good wins and some runs in tournaments. So this should be a fun one. They should really show us what it's all about today, which will be really cool. Not new runners tonight. These are old hands, and they're going to probably show it.
What do you think of this Rosa start? We've seen her as a hero several times.
Chasing for a bow, like Elven Bow, is super high priority in shops. I know you can probably get better, but mage killing is great. Assured White Mage for your mid game with easy access to Cure 3. Rose is pretty ideal. Rose is a top tier hero, let's be real. I don't know if she's my number 1, but she's definitely up there in the list, like top 3 for sure.
And here we go.
As always, it's the same first 5 objectives that are up there on the screen, plus we have launched the Falcon Tower of Zot and trade off the Pinktail tonight. The Dancing Dolls Calicobrain are going to give us a full moon, so Boomerang if we run into Edge for back row glitching, our handful of supplies, and we're on our way. So Karen, what's your thought? Where do you want to go first?
Well, normally I like to go someplace where there's a lot of chests pretty close together. I know that Damesine Castle's been my favorite to go to start with. You tend to avoid Eblan, although I know it's a popular play too. Let's see where these guys go.
Yep, every box has money, and the encounter chests do have key items, so you do want to be able to go over there. Our runners will have exactly 3 hourglasses and 3 mute bells for taking on encounter chests. Neither of our runners is headed there, though, right now. LUF is going to give us a look at Baron Inn first, picking up a 10 grand pop there, and going to show us Sid to be our 3rd character on the deck.
Infinious is going over to Damesine, my lady to start with, and there's 10,000 and decent numbers. Bahamut's found over on LUF's side.
It's a bit of really big spend for people. 65 grand for Bahamut, but it's been, if you get Iridia, it's worth its weight, because with no Zeromus, Iridia's value just goes spiraling upward, because you're always just like one Leviathan summon away from having somebody who can quickly sweep the early game, which is really nice. Again, more Divergence. Infinious is going to pop the hovercraft, knowing it's probably necessary to launch the Falcon, and LUF is giving us a look at the back of the waterway. It is, even though all the chests have gold, it is T-Wildish, so the higher probability of loot ends up being a higher probability of bigger money a lot of the time for things like heavy armors, like that 33k chest.
Some good early money for him.
Yeah, with all the good stuff out there, wild shops, you can get anything. I'm talking anything short of J items, which are all turned off for shops. And, well, you can't get adamant armor, but, you know, you want to buy a crystal sword for a Cecil that shows up? I mean, like, by all means, it's just expensive.
And nice 200k plus. Just mortgage your firstborn to get it, you know.
I mean, look, if we get a Porum, I mean, we would probably trade her in for at least an Excalibur at this point. Leveraging exit, Infinious is going to grab the back of the Waterfall and Watery Pass, which was good, 20 grand also there. And LUF is going to do the same. Infinious is going to give us a look at the Kaipo shops as well.
And the Kaipo character in the bed. Probably.
Speaking
there's crystal sword.
Yeah, but there's more importantly, there's a samurai bow and decent arrows. I mean, white arrows aren't great, but hey, it's a samurai bow. It's the second best bow in the game. It's not Artemis bow. And like I said, Elven bow may be a little bit of a higher priority overall.
And I couldn't see what was in the bed. It was either looked like Kane or Cecil.
That was a Kane. That was a Sleepy Dragoon today, so there was that.
Camping gear for sale.
I think always useful to have a handful of them. You're likely to be taking on a couple of moon bosses to end the seed, so it's nice to have the ability to reload, and not have to kind of think about your positioning. Just, you know, reload before you save. There's also Dragoon armor here, which is great if you do have a Cecil or a Kane, but or even a Sid, but otherwise it's pretty blank.
And he's gonna check out what the mist shops looks like.
Yeah, both these runners seem to have a well-tread path. It just happens to be that they're two very different well-tread paths from one another. Mist also coughs up another 15 grand for Infinious, so both our runners have already seen probably about 200 grand worth of chests at this point in time. Infinious picks up
protect rings.
Yep, great if you find. They give you the nice elemental resistances. They're pretty great, and there's actually an Artemis bow there, and so Infinious is going to trade up. It looks like he's going to take the hit. On the other side, though, for LUF, we see that there is an edge out there for us at this point in time. So that full moon coming into play right off the bat.
And Dr. Dialogue is the boss up there. That should go pretty quick here, though. He'll say much.
Yeah, quick gear exchange there to equip full moon assassin dagger, way better than a claw, which has, well, 0 attack power. So good to make quick work of the first half of the good doctor here, and the second half of the good doctor probably about to get stabbed as well.
And one shot. There it goes.
Quick and easy, and there's our power character for dealing damage at this point in time, which is gonna be great. I'm sure Infinious will be happy to see Edge as well.
Checking out the back end of Mount Hobbs. See if it pays off.
$38 grand. I know you're about to say it was 40.
I'm gonna count. You round things.
I like doing math on Twitch. I believe in myself and my ability to do math on Twitch.
I'm not even gonna try. And LUF is going into the Antlion Cave now, and going right to the boss, looks like.
Yeah, this is a very logical sort of play, right? Just sort of, especially with power now, you're just going sort of up the ladder of the plot line now, just trying to be very... you're basically trying to leverage your power to make a move through the game at this point in time.
And in chat there, Cecil, the sirens do work. You're still getting experience from them. They're good though if you want to steal certain items, like Bacchus wines or certain other items that might be useful.
Yeah, Silk Web is the other big one. If you want Bacchus wines, Mad Ogres actually do have them, so you can actually get them out of. You can actually get them straight out of Eblan Castle if you really want them.
We have an Asura down here at the bottom of the Antlion Cave. It's a good place to see her.
Yeah, it is. Infinious saw the Elven bow, but I think just bought the Artemis bow for obvious reasons. So both runners going to hit pretty hard through this fight.
Well, that's a crystal. Not what we really want, though.
Key item number 1 is just a piece that you could put around your neck. It's really nice. Spell focus, maybe, but does anything except for anything useful in this flag set. LUF making a short detour here to Damcyan to quickly head in and launch the hovercraft, as Infinious also obtains a crystal and is likely headed east to continue the play here and head over to the defensive Fabul. Nope, actually gonna make a liar of me and head south.
LUF is checking the waterfall, finds a ruby, looks like.
Yep, runners may choose to check the waterfall and Mist Cave spot, because D-Mist does have a key item in these flags, so it's useful to sort of stop and check those just in case if there's a cheeky Mist Dragon hiding early on. Halfway to beat that not being the case, though.
Bone goes down pretty quick.
Yeah, only for like a few hundred hit points in that spot, so Edge makes quick work of it, switches over, it's going to be Leviathan the second spot. The big thing is his first attack will do 25% damage, and it's fairly slow overall, so we're likely to just get through this pretty easily with a very fast Edge.
And we have Tala just in case. He can do some Cure 2s.
Yeah, on the flip, LUF is sort of sticking to the plotline plan here. Heads over for the defensive castle Fabul. Coming up is Yang here to punch his own people.
Though it is tough to have a traitor and multiple in this game, so...
He doesn't even have the ability to stab. He can't equip a knife. How could he be a traitor?
Backclaw you, come on.
That does sound nice. I could really use a back scratch right now, actually, now that you mention it. First objective item, though, obtained in Baron Inn. Infinious is obtaining the old party rock here, Earth Crystal. 2 characters on top and an objective, as well as the Flame Dog chest, so a good thing to have in hand for sure this early on.
And let's see if he's going to actually raid the treasury in this case.
More crystals falling out from key item spots. This time it's a crystal helmet here for defending Fabul. So we know Kane is at the Sand Ruby, and that crystal helmet doesn't do him any good, but that crystal helmet could be transformed into other helmets for your party.
We've got Infinious now checking the shops over in Troya. And LUF is checking out Silvira.
Yeah, there's also 3 chests in Silvera, so if you're looking for a little bit extra money, it's always handy. It's going to be a handful of ethers here for Infinious.
Got ribbons.
Got ribbons, gives you instant kill protection, which can be really handy against Golbez or a pretty nasty evil wall. It is the piece of armor that gives you death immunity.
Although, as some runners found out very unfortunately this last weekend, doesn't protect against Confuse.
Yeah, for some Witchburns that could be a little, as they say, unfortunate. But yeah, ribbon's always a nice pickup, good to have one. Infinious is going to go ahead and steal all of the cash from the clerics here. Infinious, you're a terrible person. Why are you doing this? God, that's so much money.
Over 100,000, 50.
Oh, there's a 10k box in there. So yeah, or 100k box in there. Yeah, so you know, like easy 300k. Life is great. Life is grand.
And Troy declares bankruptcy. Woohoo!
How dare you, etc., etc.
Okay, they have an Earth Crystal that they're waiting for a few more years.
We're taking it to the bad guys. They don't even get the Earth Crystal back.
That's what the after years are for.
Is that after the after years?
That was relative. Who knows?
Yep, so LUF is doing that bit of follow-up through here, gonna go get the Earth Crystal. Infinious, of course, immediately started chasing the Earth Crystal. I guess wanted that more than Defensive Fabul or, heavens forbid, Mount Ordeals.
Well, my luck with ordeals is if I fade it, it's required. If I do it, it's not required. So, you know, what do I know about ordeals?
And not needing to grind, because again, this is a win, so finishing 6 objectives will win the game. And you don't have to fight Zeromus. Not even fight Zeromus means you don't want to grind. Tell a week is great for grinding D machines, but who wants to do that on these flags? That's way too slow.
Insta-killer on the Flame Dog, and what do we get?
1 day older and closer to debt. I don't know. How about objective? Let's go underground.
Well, we can go underground now.
I mean, it is forced magma key. We were gonna find one, but it's a good thing that this Earth Crystal popped up to drive us in this direction. Let's be real.
Yeah, it means the hook can be anywhere now. It might have to wait a long time to dive that hook route, or maybe not even at all.
I mean, that's the one thing our runners haven't been doing in the first half of this tournament so far is the hook route, unless it's launch the Falcon, like it says on the screen here. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, we have a pretty free king and queen over on Infinious' side.
Yeah, free is more a relative term. Technically, there are no free bosses, so rather than these bosses taking the time, king and queen will end up just running away from the battle after a few turns. Or if you fight the king to death, then the queen will just sort of walk away. In this case, we do actually have to fight them honestly, but even, you know, in this spot, the Mega Sisters don't do great damage with magic, and this is no exception.
Yeah, it's just gonna take time. That's about the worst that's gonna happen here.
LUF shopping trip has bought him the Holy Sword Avenger. We know Kane's in the seed. So, you know, that could be a pickup worthwhile with the Earth Crystal ahead, or, you know, it could be something that at least he keeps track of in case, because he's got the 150k. He can buy it at any time as long as he stays above that line. How about now? We'll go with now.
And Tella is helping.
Is he? Is he really?
He's trying.
Is he doing his best? Because his best isn't very good.
Well, you know, if there weren't the be no free on, maybe he could do something with that fatal, but not on these. Rune rings for sale.
Yep, the best magic defending ring overall. Like at least for the cost. Kind of in exchange, they're not diamond rings, which are the cheap useful rings to have lying around.
And Phineas is going to give us a look now at our hostage situation for the night.
Well, LUF is hot on his heels right now, so again, LUF is going to go grab the 300,000+ gold from down here. Infinious going to pop a tent and take a safety save just in case, because, you know, there can be some pretty fierce bosses in that second spot up there. Mega Sisters in the second spot, especially devastating. There's a couple of other fun ones as well. Actually, Leviathan's really bad in that spot too, but of course Leviathan is off the table at this point.
And we find that Edge is our betrayer tonight, and who is he captured?
The most important thing is that Edge is not a character that we can take because there are no duplicate characters in the party, so that Edge is basically nothing at this point.
Let's see if it's Tella.
It's a Dragoon! LUF will be very happy to see that. Infinious has not been to my city yet, but when you're raiding a lot of encounter chests, a lot of the time an Avenger will just sort of fall into your lap. It's just a matter of when do you get it is the big thing.
Ooh, good timing for Kane.
Is this even randomized? Yes, everybody, I said the line, it's not very creative. The spot has very high magic power so that the ray casts can stick, but Volvos hits moderately hard as well on top of it, so, you know, good speed, good hitting power. Weak will, of course, reduce you to between 1 and 9 hit points. So overall, not a fun time for anybody in this spot.
Meanwhile, we've got LUF coming up on the back end here.
Yep, Key to the Underground in hand for LUF as well, as he's going to head up and work on finishing this up. He's going to have an interesting thing. He's got the Avenger for Kane, and if he goes pre-equipped with it into the second fight, it'll be sort of an interesting trouble spot. You want to jump against Volvos, but Volvos doesn't evade enough in this spot either, so the Avenger may just do the job.
Yeah, let's still give you a level base level Kane, so I mean, it might not be that great, but it'll be something.
I mean, bonus strength is bonus strength. Like, you get 9 strength per 10 levels on Kane, so an Avenger is basically 10 levels worth of character power.
And Infinious is through Val.
Yep, Tell is a rock, but hey, Edge and Rose are going to get experience. Good times.
Yep, and Tala will be back to normal after he has a nice little rest, so.
A lot of these fights so far are looking very similar for our runners, though. Edge sort of doing work. You got Sid and Rosa packing bows. Tella is busy being Tella, I guess. And yeah, no, good run so far for both the runners. Infinious now probably has stretched a tiny lead here. On the tail Redentia.
It's a red tail, okay.
Not the tail you wanted, but hey, it's a chain tail, which is great, so it could turn into other key items later on.
Looks like Infinious is going to try Eblan Castle now first. We're going to ground.
Yeah, I realize that Infinious has been avoiding the defensive pool because with the magma key being guaranteed, you can try to go for the early and easy triple up, where if a pan pops out early on, you know that you can do all three of those checks at one time. So try to be a little bit time efficient here. Like, I think that's the only difference between the two runners in terms of checks at this point.
And LUF is through, and we're going to see that Kane very shortly.
Yep. Infinious is going to try to save the hourglasses here. Staleman's Skull can hit decently hard, but Edge Flame should remove... He took the... First, of course, he took the Assassin Dagger up because it reduces your spell power, but is just going to burn the 4 of them down and then Berserk Edge to finish the job, which I think is good here. Realistically, with an Assassin Dagger, you can probably save 2 here. One for the Warrior Chest and one for Morbol Sylph Cave, maybe.
Yeah, it can come in handy if you overtake the Hairdryer chest early, because that can, the life glitch, get you a lot of experience early on.
Yeah, options certainly abound, but this definitely opens up options for Infinious for later. And our item is
Ooh, half a forge.
forge. Hey, not bad, not bad. Halfway to 10 as well. That's number 5 for the runners. Doing just enough damage. I think the Black Cats are 600 health, so doing just enough damage to kill the first one. Pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like LUF is going to put that Avenger on the cane.
So we've got the old Cane Saw in full effect here, probably. Gonna do some re-equipping as well on the rest of his party. It looks like Infinious did re-equip the Assassin Dagger, so Edge is gonna cut through the rest of this fight pretty quickly. Gonna save 2 hourglasses at this point.
And Sid's gotten confused about where he is.
You're in a free enterprise seed, Sid. Come back to us.
And there's a crystal sword for Cecil not appearing to seed yet.
That's like over 100,000 gold. Sell it. Sell it. Really don't have anything to buy, but if I found Masamune's, I might consider trading in the crystal sword at this point in time.
Yeah, considering Cecil's probably behind the Gianters not here at all. Makes sense.
I mean, it's a gamble, right? We've seen 5 of the 7 characters at this point in time, and we've seen no good ninja swords yet. Haven't even seen like mute daggers, so you know, trading out the power you don't have for the power you can get, the power you can have right now, sometimes really handy.
Yeah, it goes by the crystal sword again if he really needs to.
I mean, if you don't need the money right on time, then you might as well just hang on to it anyway. LUF's cane stays alive through the whole fight and just cuts down Volvolus. So that's good stuff. Infinious finds the 3rd and final chest. It's Mad Ogres. He's going to save all 3 hourglasses. Wholly disinterested in using items at all here, and just going to take his lumps. No life glitching either. It looks like he's just going to IK these and be done with it. Not too concerned about the experience points.
And Sid takes a couple punches to help out the party.
Yep, Edge, Full Moon, and Assassin Dagger making quick work of the castle here. So Castle Eblan carved through 1 key item, 1 crystal sword,
darkness.
1 trip to the moon.
So loaded Eblan Castle today.
He's got hourglasses for hair dryers for days, and it is Vanilla Demist. The sweet, sweet taste of vanilla you know and love. But more importantly, LUF is going to turn this into a key item real quick over here, the short walk down the way.
Hey, there's something useful.
Yeah, there's the double dip. Infinious is going to miss that, so that'll be interesting if he doesn't double back for it. 6 of 8 does mean that you may not need that pan anyway, but especially as we know it's not blocking Darkness Crystal, and we have Tower of Zot complete, so we have access to King Queen, the 2 moon bosses, and so we are literally the hook or the Legend Sword away from go mode at this point. So, like, literally the only blocker that the pan could be would be both hook and would be 2 key items, and that's impossible because summons don't give key items.
Well, there could be those trap chests on the hook route, though.
You do make a good point. If the pan turns into the hook and the hook route is holding the Legend Sword, that could be a problem. That is a fine and good observation. We'll see if it comes to pass.
Come on, there's no such thing as a commentator's curse. What are you talking about?
I've been at this a long time. Don't you say those words.
You can speak it into existence, you can speak it out of existence too, right?
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't try to toy with powers you don't understand! That said, LUF is dropping the magma key off, and we'll see if he decides to just go straight underground and eschew Eblan Castle for now, or if Eblan Castle's in the cards before he heads down. There are Ninja Swords. We've got plenty of money though, so he's gonna buy 30 Drain Spears instead, because those are some good Darton money there.
We have some Ninja Swords, not the ones you prefer to see, but you got some.
I mean, Ninja Swords are great. Like, they are pretty darn close to. They're pretty darn
Crystal
close.
Sword, some glass helmets. That's pretty good.
Yeah, cashing out the power he doesn't know if he's going to get for the power he wants right now. Glass helmets are great against a lot of fights down in the Fey March, in fact, because of the 30 armor and extra evasion. So while you're in the back row, they pack a lot of physical defense, which can be really handy. LUF on the flip is making a very unpopular play at the moment. He's climbing Mount Ordeals, having already put Mist Dragon in its place as well.
Meanwhile, Infinious is diving the Fey March. He's looking for the warrior chest, just found it. Just an hourglass. I was gonna see if you could get lucky with the punches.
I mean, you can't get lucky. Okay, one has to miss, which just happens. They miss his edge in the back row.
This is twice.
You know, that's. I guess you play the odds with edge in the back row there. LUF, of course, finds Bahamut in the first spot, dumpsters him. Right quick, easy peasy, free as bird. Moving on along. And of course, he has an Artemis bow for Rosa because it is Sea Heroes, so Rosa does have to fight the throne room alone. Not that it's a big deal. Oh no, this is a lot of back attacking undead, LUF. You're gonna be here a minute. LUF's gonna be here a minute, everyone.
Really hope this is the hook, otherwise this is not gonna pay off very well.
Yeah, he's committed to the bit here, though. He is fighting it out. He's just trying to wait for Edge to get turns to cast Flame. Not that it works on the souls at all.
And Infinious finds a pretty useless Sand Ruby.
I mean, he had him number 7, so, you know, if he needs the experience for something for the Moon Bosses, it will start flowing soon. That'll be good to see. There is the key item box down here as well, which he'll get a quick look at as well, so he's just going to quickly loop around, down and up again. And he is going to pick up an item here.
And another Drain Spear to add to his stack of 30.
Now it's a stack of 31. And those were elixirs for sale. I always like to have one on this flag set, like, you know, as a just-in-case situation, but not strictly necessary. Tiara, on the other hand, for Rosa, I think you might already have a ribbon, but...
And finds the Ninja Swords you're looking for.
Grabs the budget option instead. Grabs a Thunderclaw. LUF is coming to the end of the zombie invasion here, though. So, Dead Rising no more, I guess, and that'll be great. He'll be very happy about that.
And Infinious is going to peek what's in the Fey March here.
Always good to have that information. Let's see double Lunar Sparkle, shall we?
Oh, that's Pain Man.
That's Extreme Pain Man. It's not quite the
Hey.
Leviathan spot Pain Man, but it's gonna sting a little.
Yeah, he's not fun to find either spot in the Fame Arch, unfortunately, especially at these levels.
Yeah, if he had saved, it might be worth checking the Rubicant, but it is, because we don't know if it's... Have we seen Ruby yet?
I think he was in the waterfall, if I remember right.
Oh, right, he was. Infinious doesn't know that.
Use the mute bells on the chest in the cave here.
Yep, they're actually better than Hourglasses here because what's queued up first from Ghost, as you can see, is Fire 2, so the Mute Bell just stops them from existing, basically. Their second attack is melee, so they do actually start swinging away after this, so you do have to be a little careful. But, you know, the hope is that Edge can do the job pretty quickly here. The other thing with that DKC here is that that the hook is looking really needed now, all of a sudden, because the 6 non-hook objectives are all not completable at this point in time.
LUF is gonna find just a Stardust Rod for no.
It's a lot of fight for nothing. I'm guessing Infinious reset out after finding nothing in the first box there and just decides that the experience ain't worth it. Ah, no, Edge got pummeled. Never mind. Yeah, the second wave of actions are attacks, and Ghosts do hit pretty hard. Okay, so wipes out. Save your game, everybody. LUF is going to use 2 Thor Rages to wipe out the zombies, and now just needs to hatch up Rosa so that she can shoot Mylon a couple times to finish the deed here. And Infinious is back to drop off Sheila 1 plus probably do the defense now.
It does know about that pan, unfortunately, so he's gonna end up double dipping if he has to come back. And LUF has gotten Mylon down. Tella is now gone from useless to mostly useless, but could be able to upgrade for now.
It becomes a pretty good utility caster. Interestingly enough, does open up some reflect strategies for that element spot, assuming that your party doesn't get absolutely pummeled first. But all in all, probably not like it feels not as worth it right now on this flag set as opposed to next week when we're fighting Zeromus again. I mean, if he runs into Cecil and Dwarf Castle, though, I mean, it's gonna be party time for sure.
And we're gonna get the first shield check, and it is... and just another Avenger.
That is the worst kitchen appliance I've ever seen. I have no idea how you chop vegetables with one of those.
You don't chop the vegetables, you chop the people who are annoying you when you're trying to cook. Out of my kitchen.
No one has ever tried to annoy me while I cook. I own a 7-inch meat cleaver. And if they bother me, I'm gonna take my hand off. Needless to say, folks, if you are cooking, please keep your knives exceedingly sharp. That's your PSA for the day.
And he's gonna turn in the Darkness Crystal here and get the cutscene.
Escrunt's asking, what about our spoons? I mean, if you're using a spoon to cut vegetables, I salute you.
I suppose you could throw them at people too if you didn't want to kill them necessarily, but it's not Eddie's spoon. That would be bad.
I guess. Sin Turtle of Sin is awaiting us here behind the throne in Dwarf Castle. Tella will have Warp for Warp Glitch as well. Infinious, I guess, is going to go do the hairdryer chest, I'm assuming, at this point in time. It is the one chest on the moon that has the key item. It'll be a character check, and we do have the 2 bosses up there as well that definitely need to go at some point.
Yep, not yet 10 key items, so it won't be as good with the hairdryer chest as if it was later on, but it'll still be good.
Well, the troublesome thing is that you probably need the experience like right now, and so it's better to get it now than later. Kane is doing yeoman's work here along with Edge as they are cutting down Kainazo 2500 damage a turn, so should not be very long for this world. Infinious is going to make the play. He's going to the last arm chest.
Meanwhile, the turtle is almost down in the shell.
Right, shell cracked, first boss down. We'll see what the second was in a moment. And we'll see how deep Infinious needs to go into the giant here to get a look at the last arm. A lot of money in here. I don't. If the last arm doesn't have anything, I suspect he's not taking it out of here though.
Let's see. At this rate, let's say second last chest.
Character number 6 is Yang. Not really who you want here, because his need for experience points means that he's not as great in this particular flag set either.
Yeah, it takes a few levels to get online, do any sort of damage, or be a meat shield as it were on the moon.
Yeah, like you can get his damage up with like Zeus Gauntlet plus Power Shirt potentially, but we don't really have those at this point. Yeah, Infinious ended up putting on the Thunderclaw for last arm hunting, which makes a lot of sense here too, because it's gonna do that quad damage, and last arm gets pretty devastated here. Let's see if the play pays or not.
Not really, unless that's a Cecil bind that package.
It would be our 7th and final character in the seed, as we've seen Yang now, so it's key item number 8. He is going to take the Splody box out with him at this point. LUF's going to give us a look at 2 checks here in Dwarf Castle, which is going to be pretty great for him. So at this point, our 2 runners are a little bit diverged. LUF has not yet found the Darkness Crystal / Adamant Rock, so no Black Crystal, Great Crystal in Castle Eblan. Infinious has not found Mist Dragon in the vanilla spot, which would lead to the pan.
And the latest in Dwarven fashions is now a spoon apparently around the neck.
Ah, excellent. You can dart that. It's got 255 attack power, so at this juncture it will hit for pretty hard, and it is a key item, so that's pretty great. Life Staff, it's free because you're just life glitched for it, so you're going to wander that out as well. So, you know, pretty good.
Infinious is going to check the item shop here on the moon.
LUF's going to even skip the cutscene on the way out by casting Exit and just say, I don't need to talk to the king. Talking to the king is overrated. Chad is asking if you dart the spoon, does your key item count go down? It does not. Your key items are tracked separately in a key item menu. The game knows if you've gotten the spoon at some point or not, and so even if you don't have it anymore, you always have it. Interestingly enough, if you are inventory locked, you are not required to take the spoon either.
And we're going to get the moon character check.
Is this our 7th and final today?
Nope. Just another edge on the moon.
Yeah. So character spots remaining: Hook, Baron Castle, and package hasn't been checked, and the moon sure still is there, I guess. The end of the giant exists. So LUF is looking for warriors here. Hair dryers for Infinious on the right side. Is this time? Is it hourglass time finally? Yeah, it's hourglass time.
Seems like a good time for Berserk and then some life glitches.
But yeah, apologies, I had a little distracted. He'd already talked to the Dwarf King and then got the spoon and then cast Exit to leave from Sealed Cave. Which normally you can't do.
Ooh, misplaced life glitch there.
It's fine, life potions are cheap. So Infinious picks up 37,800 experience, 37,800 experience points, and a key item. It's a Baron key, so it is a chaining key item as well. That's handy.
And he's go back to the Earth without checking what's in cave value.
I mean, not gonna check it. I don't think he has any. He probably is unable to fight it at this point, so I guess he's decided that there's no purpose of actually fighting whatever's there. So LUF has locked the warriors out with an hourglass here. Infinious is back up top because he is very interested in Baron Castle at this point in time, being an easy out at this point in time, and it's not like Keyless Tower.
Find some more Ninja Steel and the Heroine Robe.
I think he picked up a Mute Knife for Edge mage killing here in case of like Mega Sisters.
He did, yep. Alright. Infinious is going to be meeting some dolls here in Baron Castle very shortly. It'll be fairly simple, I think, at this stage, and then we'll see what is hiding on the throne.
Yeah, single flame cast from Edge should take care of the dancing dolls post haste here. LUF, of course, did pick up the Sand Rupee here. We know it's a duplicate character, so not much use there. I think the big thing is he's going to get a look at those two bosses down here and probably make a face that is unpleasant to say the least. Because, man, Dark Knight Cecil is unpleasant to see at this point in this flag set. If he's not in like the first 5 bosses, you're very, very unhappy.
And
the nice thing is the doll already had an attack queued up, so it takes an extra turn for it to transform into the big doll. So this one qualifies in the no big deal category. So one shot from Rose is going to finish the deed.
playing the role of King of Baron today is Lunar Sparkle. King
failed him.
Himself.
You know what Pale Dim is weak against? High-powered physical violence. You know what this party is capable of inflicting right now?
Definitely a lot of physical violence, and there it goes.
You know how hard it is to get a drain spear out of Pale Dim's beak? It's real difficult.
I think I'm just gonna leave. I got 30 more.
Infinious is just gonna leave a trail of drain spears with him wherever he goes at this point.
And we got another duplicate Yang.
Yeah, first Yang sighting for Infinious here, but man, we're running out of characters here, so the 7th character is probably tucked away on the giant, vibing, big chillin'. Cecil wondering when he's gonna get his crystal sword this seed. The answer is never.
He has to be in the seed to wonder that.
I mean, if he's at the back of the giant, he's not really in the seed, is he? LUF is going to have second thoughts here and decide against doing the boss there. Key to the sealed cave, useless in this flag set, but hey, it is, that's key item number 9 for Infinious at this point.
Yes. Only useful if Demas is hiding down there in the sealed cave. We know he isn't. But Infinious is gonna check it anyways, huh?
That is actually 10 key items, and yeah, Infinious does not have a warp caster. Tella does need to do the mountain to get warp. Yeah, and I apologize, that is the 10th. The rat tail is there, so... I'm good at math, but I can't count.
Rope of Shame, and this is just checking who the boss is down here.
I mean, again, without a warp caster and no desire to go up the mountain at this point in time, this is just fine. You know, this is a 2.5 minute walk, and you get to look at the key item before you fight the boss. So when he sees the life staff, he's gonna hit the reset button and just say, "That's useless. I'm out." So you know, this is not the worst. I am understanding of this play. Escrunt noting that he should check the boss, not knowing where Demist is. I'm like, yes, he should. He sure
like
should.
Any of us ever reset out of here after checking the item without checking the boss, right?
And certainly not in the finals of a tournament. He does check the boss, however, so he is going to get the news that this ain't it. Now he can hit reset.
And Antlion has gotten himself lost. Instead of being on the moon, he is in the deepest part of the cave.
Yeah, LUF is here to clean out the south loop of Sylph Cave here. So gonna take a good long look at some boxes now. Infinious is gonna go and finish up Dorp Castle now. This is the fight to use the hourglasses on by and the by, everybody. If you have them lying around, Dark Trees hit real hard, and the Morbles, of course, breath, and then do annoying time-wasty things that we're not here for.
Would you like to betray a frog in your party?
Can't believe we're gonna get stabbed in the back by a frog. Can't believe the frog's gonna stab itself in the back. I mean, at this point, it's gonna be heal, but Edge is doing just fine on his own, but Kane will kick in as well in a moment, now that he's cleaned up and cured.
And another Stardust Rod.
Another Yang that Infinious still doesn't want. This is a Toad Lady box here for LUF. He is going to try to queue up the Mute Bell, but this fight's a little faster than the most, so he does not get it before the Toads start coming out.
And the Toad's just like the old Meta Knight, apparently.
Neither of them are damage dealers for this party at this point, so...
Alright, wonder if Infinious will make a keyless tower play now that he's checked this out and get the news that he has Spoon.
Yeah, that's the kind of the decision here. Is Sylph Cave within your wheelhouse at any given point in time? We've had no sweep casters other than Edge, and Flame is just not gonna do the deed down here. So, yeah, Infinious is gonna make the play. 4 encounter chests, along with the keyless tower check at the top, along with the tower key check if you happen to have a tower key. So, you know, pretty good value here, anyways.
They find the tower key along the way.
Again, we know that Eblan Castle has the Darkness Crystal. Hook is not located but required here. There's a Tiara for LUF here, so nothing doing at this point in time. And the big thing is that the Hook is pretty much going to be required for Go mode unless our runners find the ability to fight DKC hiding down on the Asura throne. Wizard Hat, not really useful. Pan Strike is not a key item. It is just a top tier check item instead, which is going to be a Grimoire. Hey, you want to summon the Sylphs? Here's a book that lets you do it. You're welcome.
It always summons Demus or something like that, doesn't it?
I heard Escrunt only gets Bahamut. Speaking of, thank you for our tracker dubboard tonight, our restreamer Escrunt, of course, ever a pleasure for both of you to be here. LUF is going to turn the pen, Infinious is going to keep on checking out the boxes here. The big thing is that Kane hits for over 1400, which is enough to off the alerts in one shot, which is pretty great.
A Zeus Rage from that one.
Running out of alerts to kill here.
Infinious may be a big hockey fan, and oddly enough, my name is also related to hockey. Funny that.
Been a Devils fan for like over 20 years, so that's my deal. It is the Twin Harp, so Musica here for LUF if he wants it. We are completely out of alerts now. It's just a life staff, so nothing new in ×4 here. LUF is going to head back down for the other half of Sylph Cave here. Going to pop a cabin. This is kind of one of the reasons you buy them, is for the top and bottom halves of Sylph Cave. The nice thing about doing Sylph Cave, you get a pile of experience. The tough thing about doing Sylph Cave is that if the encounter chests have nothing, you're in real bad shape most of the time.
If you're going to try and power through DKC, it might be useful in this case. do we find the Magus Sisters up here at the top of Battle? Did not see what that was on left side.
The big things to this race is a lot of this race is going to come down to A, the hook, and B, when does LUF decide to go clean out Castle Eblan.
Thank you, Chad. Okay, so the last trap chest is a blank.
Yep, so we've got Avenger Cane, and that is a Mute Knife on Edge. These are mages, like we mentioned before, so that prophecy is coming to pass, and this Mute Knife is going to get driven through these sisters pretty quick.
And down they go. And there's our other half of Forge from the top of the tower.
Yeah, if Dark Knight Cecil were doable here at the Asura spot, which it could be, it's not wholly out of the realm of possibility. It's not the Leviathan spot where I would just say it's wholly out of the realm of possibility. This is technical go mode. Like, the hook is still probably in play, though. LUF really does need the hook to pop out of something around here.
It could be on no mode depending on what is on the moon waiting for him. There's some nasty things that could be over at that Masamune altar for sure.
I mean, I think you still play for the hook here. Like, I think you, knowing that Dark Knight Cecil's down there, right? I think the play is you're playing for the hook at this point. You've just got to sort of decide where it possibly could be at this point. The big thing is that Infinious has been checking really, really efficiently, and so I suspect that if the hook is not here in Sylph Cave, it is behind that heart.
We're running out of checks. Is that about the last place it could be?
Yeah, we're getting real thin at this point.
Just a ribbon here.
Perseus bow for Rosa here is our forge item, so forge complete now. Infinious lighting up objective number 2 in an hour and change.
And has decided to go to the moon, looks like.
Yeah, so it looks like the plan is to clean house here in the moon. Notably, Chad is saying that Dark Knight Cecil is beatable with that spoon. I mean, the tough thing with that spot is that it's a pretty healthy spot. Like, the thing is that you've got to post good DPS for multiple turns. Like spoon into Drain Spear is fine. Kane will be avengering. Like, the big thing is that, yeah, the spoon takes off 8,000, so you still have to get through 15,000 before your party dies. Rosa makes it viable, possibly, as long as, you know, she's got like 16 or 1700 hit points and can take a hit and get a Cure 4 off. If she got Cure 4, it's almost definitely in the bag.
Yeah, here I don't know if you put a life staff over the White Shroud, which we've seen both of those, would be pretty good for that fight.
Yeah, it neutralizes the negative spell penalty as well. Of course, LUF finds nothing in Sylph Cave. Sylph Cave has literal trash garbage.
That is very unfortunate for him.
Okay, LUF prepping to kill some, LUF is quickly prepping to drop some alerts
this
here.
Is not a fun thing to find here at the Bahamut Cave.
We've got snake arms. We've got a snake arm sighting here. This spot hits real hard. And Kane with the Avenger, the trouble with that is his focus is going to be about as good as mine is doing commentary. So, you know, good luck with that. Like, the big thing is that, yeah, Blink is going to be a big deal on Edge here so that he can keep the Drain Spears flying. Do we care about anybody else? Yeah, we care about Rosa. Rosa's casting Blink. That's important. Front arm is down from one swing here, so that's useful. So that'll at least reduce some of the pressure on the party here. It's going to be Cure 3 time. Cure 3s are pretty great, honestly. So Cure 3s are going to come out to patch up the party. So Sid going to play Chemist here. Yep. More Blinks coming out, Tella playing Utility Caster. You're going to take off the second arm. This will assure a turn of edge. This will assure a turn of edge hitting the Baigen body. And a turn where Baigen is going to resurrect the arms, setting up Blinks as well, will be a little bit easier for a moment, which is kind of nice. Once the recover comes out, well, it's time to continue putting pressure on the Baigen torso. Another dart. These are hitting for 3,500 a pop, which is pretty good. Kane also taking a chunk out of the torso as well, which is important. Tella got overkilled by 2,673 hit points. That is unpleasant. But yeah, this fight's pretty in the bag at this point as long as he keeps the Blinks flowing.
Yeah, because that Vampire isn't going to really cause much of a problem here. It's the only thing that can get through those Blinks.
Yeah, and Vampire doesn't hit for 1,700 damage, so we don't care.
No, and you know, if the armor explodes at the end, can't take down more than 2. So this looks pretty solid right now.
How many Drain Spears can we put into Baigen? Jeez. I guess the answer is enough because the torso is down. The arms will explode after a turn, so they're going to take their queued actions here. Entangle going off, which paralyzes Tella. Not a big deal either. And then the arms will explode, dealing damage equal to their remaining hit points to a single target. So the fight's over, so we will get Infinious mopping up Cave Bahamut in just a moment, and LUF is going to take on the Sisters 3 at the top of the tower.
Alright, and there's objective 3 for Infinious, and it's another glass helmet for his efforts. That's gonna be nice down here on the moon.
Yeah, Infinious working his way through with Berserks. As Chad is noting, there's no mute effect here, thanks Escrunt. So it's going to be sort of stuck doing this the old-fashioned way, i.e. without Edge doing 7,000 damage, although Rosa, I think, has mage killing gear. I think she has mute arrows, so we should be fine. And so this fight should go fairly quickly.
Infinious is going to take the long walk down the lunar subterrane and show us what is sitting at the Mazmune altar.
So I'm trying to think at this point in time. So we've seen every encounter chest in the game that has a key item, except for the hook route ones, which we know can't have the hook. And we've checked every location except for Harp and Tower Key. So I guess it's what Harp to Tower Key to hook at this point.
Or it could just be directly into Hook, and the
then
tower can be on
yeah,
the route.
True. Either way, friends, if Infinious or LUF can't take down Dark Knight Cecil, you know what that means? That's right, you're gonna get music. So LUF hauling out of the tower. Infinious is going to go and take out the Masamune altar so that he can stop coming back to the moon over and over again. Ain't no one got time for this place. Most of the fun bosses are off the table. Vanilla Ogopogo still pretty nasty.
It won't be Ogopogo. We've seen him.
Right, he's done so. It could still be Wyvern. Wyvern could still be alive.
Yeah, Wyvern's still on the table. It could be.
Baron Guards are exceedingly nasty with no free bosses because you can't mute them and you can't instant kill them. So they are going to lock up your party with status effects and just pummel you. I mean, we've got ribbons and such, but that still could be a little problematic for a bit. Dark Imps, notably pretty nasty in this spot as well. 3 melee attacks pretty bad if you can't stabilize your blinks quickly. Infinious does a really good job stabilizing fights with blinks, by the by, so you know, maybe for him it'll be fine, but we'll see what's down here now.
We have Ha Ha Ha, which is not really all that bad, this spot.
He's going to have to get that Avenger off of Kane. He's not going to sit there and let Kane swing 7 times before the laughter stops. It also is going to be time to figure out who's got your ribbons, because your ribbon will give you death immunity here, which is handy. He's going to go with size strats here, so he's going to make his party small first. And we do have Star Veils, so he's going to do this to evade the paralysis and get his walls up and then just set up the fight normally. Being this is a physical damage party, I have a minor gripe. It would say that Piggy also works for this and doesn't detract from your physical hitters. So Garen, chat's asking why Infinious is small now. What's going on?
Well, this game, because of the way it was programmed, debuffs have a priority order, and the Paralyze that Golbez throws out here will pretty much just not work if you have any sort of status effect higher than it, which is most of them. So the party has been turned into midgets here because it means the paralysis won't work. And as you were mentioning, Piggy would probably be better here because midgets can't hit for very much, and pigs can apparently hit for good damage anyways.
I guess we don't have a Piggy caster because Infinious didn't go up the mountain though.
Oh, that's right. He didn't.
Alright, well, big demo party time is over. Top 3 party members are dead. We've still got Sid. We've still got Tella. Hooray, I guess. LUF's going to give us our look. He's going to give us a look at the darkest of nights here. Dark Knight Cecil, who is going to fire out for 800 damage a turn.
Want Rose to get this off where he aims again.
Nah, she dead.
Not quick enough.
She's gonna die. Out. Elements also hit exceedingly hard in this spot, so if you can't get out of the Myelin phase into the slightly safer Rubicant phase, well, life's terrible, I guess. So LUF is gonna drop like a rock to both of those fights. Neither are very pleasant, honestly.
And he's gonna check Castle Eblan now. Look at his Darkness Crystal.
Yeah, he's gonna know that he still needs the hook probably, because I don't think he's gonna want to try to take on that Dark Knight Cecil, but we'll see. Infinious has got a bunch of reflects up at this point in time, so now it is just a matter of tagging Golbez once enough damage is reflected, because you do need to hit him with something to finish the deed. I don't think he's done enough damage yet, though, so more spells, more magic.
Yeah, with the high spell power that Golbez has here, it won't take that long, but it looks like the Star Veils will more off.
Ah, now it is, as they say, scary time. Oh god, are you okay, man? That bolt did full quad 9s.
But Golbez goes down.
Does use a flame cast because he's small, but small characters can still cast big spells. So he's through. LUF is going to pick up his Adamant Rock here, and eventually is going to also get his hands on the Darkness Crystal. It is just Artemis Arrows, not that it matters. He does make it through a Golbeza here, so he's done with the Moon. He's got options at this point, right? He could take shots at DKC now that he's got the levels. This is not a bad idea at this point. It's a good play. And if he could take down Dark Knight Cecil, Elements will be pretty cake, and then he will be done with the seed. If he cannot take down Dark Knight Cecil, well, we know where the harp is. It's behind Mist Dragon at the middle of Mist Dragon spot. That said, we know that we've got to at least get past the harp to keep going. It's going to be Pan into Twin Harp into either Tower Key or Hook.
Yeah, it looks like going into the Fey March, take his luck on DKC.
Right. If his darts line up and his Rose can get off a Cure 4 and his Sid can get off a Cure 3 potion, he may have this. It's gonna be tight. Like, it's gonna be exciting. Nothing is guaranteed. The elements should be pretty straightforward, especially with the extra levels that doing the Moon affords you, even if it's not on all the characters, it's on at least the important characters. So there is that. We're going to see if Infinious can put this seed away while LUF is about to get his Darkness Crystal here from this Mad Ogre chest. As we all know at this point in time, this is now Go Mode, so LUF does have Go Mode now. He still has to do King and Queen, he would still have to do the 2 Moon bosses and do the Forge, but he's starting to lag behind. Now you kind of see how deep the gap is from doing Sylph Cave. That was completely blank, unfortunately.
It has been unfortunate that Sylph Cave generally only has about 1 or 2 key items at best, and some seeds like this one, it just comes up with nothing. Rando's gonna rando sometimes.
Yeah, Infinious straight on to the elements first, knowing that this fight is well within his reach, so he's not too concerned with it. So gonna get set up here. It's Drain Spear throwing time, it looks like.
Ouch. King goes down.
It's one of the hardest hitting spots in the game, and Leviathan spot is gonna flex on you, and so yeah. The ostensibly safer Rubicon phase, as long as he doesn't get to Glare, the speed is really the problem here. The Glare will blow this party out, so you do have to be aware of that you need to transition this phase very quickly. Very quickly.
Out.
Yeah, Infinious knew he wasn't going to make it. With Kayn dying, the problem with Kayn dying there is that you lose that DPS, and it takes him a minute because of how Avenger works. Because it's got to loop back through his turn for him to get started again. And even then it's got to queue up and go through everyone else's actions first. So Kayn dying is basically a complete death sentence on this fight. Because then you're not going to be able to push through, and you're either going to get meleeed out by Mylan, or you're going to transition into Rubicon phase. And you can see the Fire 2 only does like 100 damage. The Fire 3 does closer to, 600 to 800. The Glare will kill this party.
Yeah, this is where it might be useful to have Tella with your deal spells, because Fire 3 or Ice 3 could get you quite a bit of damage out here in a pinch.
Yeah, queued melee kills Tella. That's ideal, honestly. Like, it's nice to have him, right? But he can't really take a hit here, so just having him drop is great. So that's 5,000 damage. One more swing or one more dart will do the job here. So should be a-okay fine at this point in time to get through this fight. Snake Arm's on screen for LUF as he is going to go and meet his fate here. Yep, there's a transition over to Kainatsu, so we're not going to get glared today, and that's the important bit.
Yeah, it looks like Infinious is going to get through this pretty good.
Yeah, it's either a swing or a swing and a dart away from completion here, so this fight is in the books at this point, more or less.
Yep.
One boss to go. He's definitely going to go back, save, pop a tent or cabin, have the full heal that he needs to get through this fight. Because you do not want to go into Dark Knight Cecil without a complete and total stock of resources. It's going to be a spoon dart. Kane's going to be going with the Avenger right off the bat. You probably end up equipping Rosa with an Artemis bow anyway for speed rather than for big spellcasting power, but we'll see.
Rearranging the party to get ready.
LUF setting up Blinks and killing the arms first here, so is going to go for a very stable arm kill. The thing you'll notice is that Edge is swinging away with both swords for like 2200. Drain Spear Darts do twice that. So it's amazing how efficient it is on Edge to, just use darts to get through a fight rather than trying to melee or berserk Edge in a lot of circumstances. All right, here we go. Dark Knight Cecil is going to get the first action here, and is probably going to get the second action here, and this fight is going to end pretty swiftly here. Cure 4 is instantaneous, so as long as the Q is free, we should be fine. That's 11k in the books. Cure 3 pot out as well, so going to keep the party topped and healthy, so is likely to stabilize the health problem here, which is actually really good. This was looking a little sketchy at first, and Rose is not in great shape, but I think you just don't care at this point. You just need to get Edge and Kane through this fight more than anything.
Rose is down?
Yeah, not by much either. The big thing here is that you need to get a Cure 3 out on the Edge here to win this fight. It's queued, it's up, it's out. That's great. Does Edge get a swing in, or does Kane get a swing in before he dies? He will. He doesn't die to that. So he's gonna get another swing in. So every little bit of chip damage is gonna help here. This dart's got to do the deed though, because the rest of the boys are down. 39-25. Yeah, that's just enough. One shot, one kill. Yeah, Infinious gonna take it over the line. GG.
And a Crystal Sword just from Dark DKC to his cousin not in the seed. What do you think?
What a fight, though. What a finish. Infinious, hour 21 and 2 seconds over the line first. So congratulations on the win for Infinious tonight.
Yeah, looks like we have Infinious in the booth here with us now. GG.
Yeah, GG's. Yeah, that was a fun one.
What were you thinking when you saw that DKC down there at the Fey March?
I knew I needed a plan, right? Like, that was... As soon as I saw it, it's like, okay, either this is it's an effective 7 out of 8 seed, or I need to come up with a plan. And, but I figured, well, there's no point trying to do anything else there for now. So let's just walk back, come back later. And then, I think what actually came in clutch was finding that Avenger, just to buffer Pain Man's turns. And that once I got that everything else fell into place for me in terms of my what I thought would happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that those two chairs weren't flipped, because you never found Demist at the vanilla spot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would. And turns out that was yeah, that would have been if I didn't want to do Pain Man. That gated everything. So you know.
Yep, it was pan to harp to everything else.
Yeah. I mean, as I was mentioning in the spoilers afterwards, like I don't value DMS checks that highly. There's so many key item checks to make that I just don't think it's worth the time to make that play most of the time. Like if I'm in, and I had nothing drawing me to Mist after my initial purchases, so I just figured that if it's there, it's there. I lose, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time you're probably gonna run a DMIS somewhere along the way. I mean, I agree with that. You only usually check that spot if I'm out of checks.
Yeah, and as it turns out, if I didn't get Fridak Payment, I would have been out of checks pretty quick because I have to deal with that stinky Sylph or climb up ordeals. No, which
Did you hear that the Gauntlet was actually up ordeals today?
Oh no, I did not. I just didn't. I mean, I looked at I was in the mirror room.
No, it
Or
was
was it
actually
just,
at the back attack spot.
Oh, ooh, yeah. Okay, I'm kind of glad I faded that then. That I just hard committed to fading ordeals, because I just seemed that apart from Tell, I had no real reason to go up there. Although after making my decision to fade ordeals, I realized, hang on, Teller has warp. That's awkward. So hence me chasing that Luca key basically immediately after getting after finding the Baron key, because I need to know.
Yeah, as it turned out, your opponent did actually do ordeals and then also did Sylph Cave. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, both were total blanks today.
Yeah, I mean that happens, right? Like it's a randomizer. All you can really do is try to do things as efficiently as you can with what makes sense, what you think makes sense, right? Like to me, it didn't make sense to check Miss Cave, and that happened to have something else. Other days it's like, oh, and I had everything. Sometimes I make the calls, oh, it had nothing, and he just saved that time. So these things happen.
They do. It's like luck of the draw, and sometimes you get a rabbit hole, and you just avoid the rabbit hole if you don't check it. Not the case today.
I mean, it's a turn. It'll be interesting to see what would have been faster. I guess because you've been incentivized to go down that hook route anyway. Once you find the hook from Twin Heart. Oh no, because you have to chase that tower key to get that Twin Harp. I think it was the way the chain played out. And then I think Pink Tail was on the hook route. So, but since you were going to Lordship Park anyway, you're pretty incentivized to make that chain anyway. Yeah, just there's a lot. I think if Bluff actually, I might be in trouble if Bluff end up chasing that Twin Harp rabbit hole. But again, that's how it plays sometimes.
Absolutely. Of course, as an aside, loved your naming scheme tonight. You get like a 9 out of 10.
And only what is the point?
You misspelled flurry. It's Fleury.
Is that?
Or in my case, you missed the hockey name that I'm going off of. Come on.
Look, it was very specific because everyone's born in Quebec. So,
No
I had to research for this. I don't know any. As I said, I knew about 5 of those names coming into this, and I only guessed that they were from Quebec. So,
Quebec hockey does have a pretty big history. And you had my favorite player of all time, so.
Oh, who was that?
Martin Verdure.
Ah, yeah. Okay, good. Okay, at least okay, at least I figured that at least at least some people that watching this would actually appreciate it at least. So like I said, me it's ice hockey. It's like, oh, that's a winter sport. What's winter? That's when it just rains a lot, right? There's no ice. What's ice? Isn't ice hockey just like a sport where it's legal to beat people up somewhat? I don't know.
Not anymore, really. They really cut back on a lot of that. It's a much more wide open, fun game these days.
Well, that's good,
Yeah, not all the fighting there used to be back in the day.
Look, like I said, I know nothing. It's just only thing I see is from like top 10 highlights or from TSN or something like that, which I watch every now and then on YouTube.
That's right. You turn into the Stanley Cup Finals, and that's about it for the year, right?
Oh, probably didn't even do that. Like I had a vague recollection of just knowing that the Golden Knights were in the Stanley Cup Finals in their first season, but that's because
But yeah, anything else? Any last words, Infinious?
GG to LUF. Thank you to both of you, Demi and Graham, for doing comms, Double for doing tracking, Escrant for rolling for this great seed, and I hope, if nothing else, everyone had enjoyed was at least enjoyed this seed, because this was a fun one to watch. To race, well, I did sell the crystal sword, so I've got that, so
And you can beat it back at the end, right?
Yes, sure, I did get it back in the end, but I almost ended the seed with 0 crystal swords. But thank you both, and I'll catch you all next time.
Thanks, Infinious. GG again.
And we are joined by LUF. LUF, we are picking up your game music. I apologize.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
Gotcha.
All right, sorry, apologies.
Happens. Audio is magic and all. So you live by Sylph Cave, and sometimes you die by Sylph Cave, and it seems like tonight that was the outcome.
Yep. I have a lot of respect for Infinious. The moment I hopped into Monster Cave, I was, Pain Man and Elements. I'm definitely not ready to do that. So what are my options? What Infinious haven't done yet? And obviously Sylph Cave is pretty much the most obvious choice. So I went, you know what, I'm gonna get some levels from Sylph Cave. I'm gonna probably get 1 or 2 key item I'm missing, and maybe I'll be able to skip one of those 2. Well, you know what? Total whiff. That happens.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. There wasn't anything there, and the Ordeals play was a similar thing. You got nothing from that either, unfortunately.
Indeed. Well, I did have another reason to do Ordeals. Basically, I wanted to get Warp for the double check. So I kind of simply walked that out, just, so I could check what was in Sylph Cave with the warp glitch. That didn't pay off either. So, yep. That's pretty much the story of this game, seriously. I have a lot of respect for Infinious. I knew if I would play exactly how a top player would, I would never be able to beat them. It would pretty much be impossible for me. I'm still not at that level yet. So, to do a gamble, it did not pay off. Sorry for my team.
Well, that's actually not a bad strategy. I mean, if you either some of the plays like that, that's like they'll pay off, and you can get a leg up on someone like that. I'll play that strategy. It's what I would do in that case.
Indeed. That was pretty much my plan from the start. If I had to do at least one alternate routing. So, because without this, I do not believe I would be able to beat them.
Yeah, unfortunately, the alternate rally that was going to pay off tonight happened to be the music, as it turned out.
Yep, I was actually expecting Infinious to have done that. I mean, Mist was simply insane. Indeed. We actually had the chance to chat right after everything, and I have a good look at what was, and I was, oh wow, I did all the wrong alternate routes. But that's pretty much a given, and one against one. Sometimes you have to do gambles, and they simply won't pay off. But if they do, you will be able to beat someone who is much better than you. So that was pretty much what I had to do.
I mean, hey, got a plan, you stuck to it. I mean, gotta respect the play. Like you said, sometimes the ball bounces bad.
Indeed. Thanks.
But hey, halfway through the tournament so far, how do you feel about these flags? Did you enjoy them? Are you looking forward to Zeromas being back next week?
Obviously, of course, I've been practicing non-stop this flag set. So one of the good things of having been able to play this game on Tuesday, I will have the whole week to practice the second flag set. I will need that. I barely have maybe 10 of those seats done yet. So I'm looking for a lot of practice and a lot of fun. That's a very interesting flag set, combining a lot of stuff from previous tournaments. So it would be very interesting who's ready and who's not ready for that. I sure hope that as a team we will be able to get through this with a very good score. I mean, we still have some chance to get 4-0, but most likely 3-1. So that's still a very, very good start for the tournament. So if we can actually manage to get enough practice as a group and all, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll be able to speak again in the finals.
Absolutely. Do you have anything else for now, LUF or Garen? Do you have any other questions for LUF tonight?
No, I think I'm out of questions.
All right, then, Garen, Demarian, thank you very much for having me, and see you next time.
Absolutely, ever a pleasure. You are certainly one of the biggest gentlemen in the community, so thank you for everything you do for us.
Oh, thank you. I mean, everyone in the restaurant team are actually doing so much, so it's just fun to be able to be on stage, and so I have to thank all of you for all the big efforts that you do. Thanks again. Ciao.
Well, Garen, was it good? Did you enjoy your journey?
Yeah, that was fun. Good race to start out with. And thank you for helping along for the first time out doing that.
I mean, everyone's got to have a first time. It just happens to be that, some of ours were today and some of ours were like 5 years ago. So, 6 of 1.
I told you time was relative back in the day, didn't I?
Indeed, but I guess it's time for us to hit the road. We're going to be headed on over to Free Enterprise 2. We've got a race between Vitafro and Woobear dueling it out for your enjoyment in the late race. Just remember, folks, no spoilers, please. Please keep your spoilers to yourself. We have so many people who want to watch back on YouTube the next day, so let's respect them and make sure that they can do that. This is the part where you say goodnight, Garen.
Sorry about that. Good night. Yeah, a little bit of mic play there. Ugh.